Hi, I'm Dr. Olga Pinkston, a board-certified rheumatologist and the host of the Mind Your Fibro podcast. This podcast is dedicated to fibromyalgia. I discuss up-to-date information about fibro, its treatment, the biology and psychology of the fibromyalgia. I cover the pain science education, the complementary and alternative methods available to you now to improve your symptoms. There are a lot of things that influence development of fibromyalgia, trigger fibro flares, and produce other symptoms like IBS or irritable bowel syndrome, depression, and anxiety, and none of them are your fault. In the Mind Your Fibro podcast, you will learn how and why fibro develops, how chronic pain changes your brain, and most importantly, that you're not alone in the struggle, that fibro is real, and how to not let fibro control your life. This podcast provides information only and does not provide any medical or psychological services or advice. Well, welcome back to Mind Your Fibro podcast, episode 35. Today, I share with you a part of the workshop I just concluded, the healing from the root. In this part, I discuss why many people do not make the changes they really want to make. I often hear from patients, I know what to do, I just don't know why I'm not doing it. I'm also introducing you to my new project, the RheumMate membership. I'm doing a beta launch of this membership now. I'm just starting out and super excited to share the news with you. RheumMate membership provides coaching and support for people with autoimmune conditions, chronic pain, and fibromyalgia, so you can have the tools to improve pain, stop exhaustion, overwhelm, and survival mode, and start living intentionally with plans, goals, and dreams. The link is in the show notes. This membership is intended to be life-changing. If you have been listening to this podcast but have yet to implement the ideas I share with you, and you want to implement them but just don't know where to start, this membership will serve you as a guide, taking you from the passive listener to a person who is living with intention, who applies the knowledge. Let's go. I know I did not spell lifestyle properly. I put life and style separately. It was not a mistake. It was intentional. I want to separate those two words so that you can look at them from afar and look that lifestyle is life and style. And there are many ways we live in life. We have different lifestyles. Oftentimes people tell me, well, I know I need to change my lifestyle to be healthier. My lifestyle is not healthy. And it's almost like they're beating themselves down. They're blaming themselves. They're shaming themselves for having the lifestyle that they have. And I can tell you, if you take the context of health out of lifestyle, if you just think of it, active lifestyle, bohemian lifestyle, hippie lifestyle, urban lifestyle, or rural lifestyle, those lifestyles, we have different lifestyles. And the lifestyle is the way in which a person lives. Or another definition is a typical way of life of an individual, group, or culture. So if we look from that point of view, not from the health point of view, but a typical way of life, your culture, your ancestry, your geography, your occupation, your location may dictate your lifestyle. And if you take a lot of drama out of that word, lifestyle is just a lifestyle. You actually may create more positive results than fixating in this healthy lifestyle notion. So lifestyle is a choice. It's just a way you live your life. So, and you have choices. You all are adults. The way we live is by choice. If your lifestyle is unhealthy, it's by choice. If it's very healthy, it's by choice. If you're a hippie driving a minivan, it is by choice. If you have children, it's usually by choice. If you don't have children, it's usually also by choice. We have lots of choices in life, and our choices and lifestyle are connected. Our lifestyle is reflection of our choices. It is conscious and it's not random. So in the way you live your life today is by choice. And the choice is an act of selecting or making a decision when you're faced with two or more possibilities. So I just want to tell you a story. So this week I had 3 patients, or maybe in the past 2 weeks, I had 3 patients who happen to be men. I don't see men as often as women, but they happen to be men, and they had such similar stories that they kind of connected into one story that I want to share with you. So one patient came with his wife, and he is from another country, and his wife is lovely, and she's a great cook. Unfortunately, the patient has a condition, gout, that is affected by very rich foods, which he loves. So when he came to me a few years ago, he could not eat anything that was fun or desirable. He was, I have a party with my friends. I cannot eat anything. We have a holiday. I cannot eat anything. So every time he will eat something, he will have a gout flare, and gout flares are very painful. The joints are swollen, tender, the red, the hot. So your body doesn't want to have pain. So it knows eating wrong foods, pain, don't do it. But the desire to eat foods was there. So now fast forward a couple of years, his gout is under control. He can eat whatever he wants, but he requires a lot of medication to maintain that lifestyle. He loves food. He takes lots of medication. His life is not ideal. It is by choice that he is making that choice. So I asked him, why is a desire for food outweighs your desire to be healthy or to use less medication? And he could not answer that. And he just said, well, I just love food. Well, I said, why? Why do you like food? Well, I don't know. I just love food. And it's a complex question because his wife loves to cook. And the way she shows her love is through cooking. She feeds her family. She feeds her friends. The friends said, you should open a restaurant. You're such a great cook. He feels loved when he eats her meals after the end of the day. He's looking forward to every dinner with her every night. And he's overeating it because he doesn't eat through the day as much, so he overeats at night. And before he had no choice, he couldn't eat it. Now he's overcompensating. He eats whatever he wants in the amount he wants. And the dilemma is why? Why is your choice why is your preference to eat or your choice to eat outweighs your choice to be healthy? Another patient was almost the same story. He came in and he's like, I'm not exercising. I can't exercise. I'm eating really well. I'm not exercising because I exercised all my life and I was forced to exercise because of my job. I had to be active and now I just don't want to do it. And I was like, well, this is kind of like a tantrum our toddlers have, right? We just don't want to do it. There's no reasoning behind it. I just don't want to do it. So his lifestyle is by choice. I don't want to do it. So he can walk, he can do things, he doesn't have limitations. He's making a conscious decision not to exercise, even though he knows all the benefits and he has abilities and he was trained in the past. But that choice of, I was forced to do it before, now I don't want to do anything, makes no sense. It's illogical. And then the last patient was a new patient to me, and he was transferring from another practice, and I was reading his chart, and the chart was complicated, many years of records, and the doctor was talking about his condition, how he is overweight, how he drinks a lot of alcohol, and those, being overweight, having liver disease, and consumption of alcohol limited his medication choices. So I was kind of prepared, like, okay, maybe my coaching skills will get through him. I was motivated to talk to him. And, I was gathering his story and I asked him about his history. We talked about his medication history, his past, his occupations, his family lifestyle. I asked him if he's taking medications, what vitamins he's taking. And I always ask my patients what kind of diet they follow. Are they eating a lot of fruits, vegetables, drink alcohol, smoke would not. And he said, I follow a great diet. And I was, kind of a little bit apprehensive. I was like, okay, tell me about your diet. And he tells me about this perfect diet that is, I eat vegetables and fruits. I don't drink any alcohol. I don't eat any red meat. In the past month, I have changed my eating so dramatically. My joints feel better. I lost 15 pounds. And I was speechless. I was completely did not expect this. I want to be honest. I was biased when I walked in. I thought this overweight guy with such a history, surely he has poor diet. So I asked him, why did you make this change? Why did you go from this terrible diet, drinking, every day, 5-6 beers a day, and eating, burgers and fries and fast food and being, morbidly obese? Why did you make this change? What made you a month ago? What happened to you a month ago that you made this change? And he said, my wife was diagnosed with cancer. That was his reason to reinvent his entire family's eating habits. He did a lot of research. He knew that his wife needed to have nutrition. He did not know what treatment he will have in the future, but he knew that nutrition was the first step, and he was advised to do it. And he took in that advice full speed. He completely reinvented everything about his family's diet. And immediately within a month, he saw the benefits and he wanted to do more. And his wife saw benefits and wanted to do more. And his children saw benefits and they were not complaining, even though probably they enjoyed the changes as much as the parents did. But he said it was difficult, but he made it because he knew it was needed to be made at that time in order for the family to survive, in order for his wife to survive. So similar stories, similar men, and different outcomes, and all came because of their choices. The choices made a difference in these three stories. So why do we know what to do but don't do it? Why? It is such an interesting phenomenon that we all know what not to do or what to do, and it doesn't align with our desires. Many of us spend way too much time trying to overcome our lack of motivation instead of trying to create motivation. Well, I don't want to do it right now. I can't do anything about it. I just don't have the motivation. That you may sit there and wait for a day or two or three or months to weeks to years until this epiphany comes up on you and you have motivation to change. In this person's life, his motivation change was his wife's cancer. Do we have to wait until we're hit with this type of event to find a motivation? So we have to ask ourselves questions. Why are we not making those changes? What is preventing us to make the changes that we know that we need to make? So before you try to make a major change that requires you to take a new action, new diet, lifestyle, whatever you want to change, you must make sure your reason is strong enough and compelling enough to provide fuel for you to go where you want to go. It has to be strong. One of the ways you test your compelling reason is to ask yourself why you haven't made this change yet. And be honest with yourself. Just do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Ask yourself that question, why you haven't made this change yet. Do you have a compelling reason? You need to tap into the desire you have not to take the action. Often the desire not to take the action is way stronger than the one for you to take the action. For example, smoking may be way more desirable than taking all those actions to quit smoking. Again, drinking soda, way more desirable than not drinking soda. Whatever it is you're doing now is the most compelling to you. even though it might seem illogical and might not be getting you the result that you want, this is what is driving your actions today. Whatever is more compelling to you today. For the person whose wife had cancer a month ago, drinking alcohol and eating burgers was way more compelling than eating better, even though he had the same condition, same arthritis, same need of medications, same pain, same whatever. It was not good enough. The pain, the condition was not good enough for him at that time until his circumstances change. Your new commitment has to be so compelling that it trumps your current pattern of thinking, feeling, and actions. Again, the circumstances in life are neutral. What we think about them drive our actions, what we think about them drives our feelings, and those feelings will drive your actions or inactions and will produce result. So if you want to make a commitment of any kind, write a book, change a diet, go on a trip, whatever you want, make any kind of commitment, any kind of change, any new habit, change of a habit, new habit, you want to write it down in as much detail as possible. Don't be vague about what you want to do. Be very specific and clear in your reasons. Include dates and details. I want to start not eating sugar. I want to eliminate sugar because I have diabetes, because I have joint pain, because it makes me feel tired. Those are my reasons. By January 2023, I will not eat sugar. And then this commitment has to be motivating, but it also will bring up a lot of emotions. You will be full of doubt. You will have lots of fears. It doesn't mean this was a wrong decision or wrong commitment. It means that your brain is human brain and it's freaking out. It doesn't want to do it. It's like a toddler before bedtime. He's tired, he's miserable, but he's fighting you. He doesn't want to go sleep. He may be falling asleep in the chair watching TV, but he doesn't want to go to bed. And it's not what he wants. And he will throw a tantrum. Your brain wants to make it easy, entertaining, and desirable. It wants it to have fun. Any change from status quo is work. It's effort. It's usually not fun. So you want to change. You want to understand that your brain is doing its job. It's programmed for survival and for evolution, and it has its motivational triad there embedded in that psyche. Your brain is programmed to avoid discomfort, seek pleasure, and use as little effort as possible. But changes need more than that, and you have to understand that. So write it down, have a commitment, understand that your brain will freak out, and it will help you understand what actions or what steps and actions you need to make next. Okay, this is where we're going. We talked about the first workshop. You can get a replay for first part and second part. We talk about 5 ways to feel better. We talk about lifestyle. The next is we're going to talk about new membership, RheumMate. So the RheumMate membership is a coaching membership. And I just want to tell you a story. So I'm a rheumatologist. I'm a physician. I see patients every day. And I have this, those 3 patients that I talked to you about are typical patients I see almost every day. Somebody on my panel will complain about their weight or their fatigue or the lack of motivation, or I hurt all the time and I don't know what to do. Those things are, they're present in my practice every day, and I see the struggle every day with, in my patients. And I see them, between every 2 to 3 months, every 6 months, once a year. And we often have a lovely visit and talk about the goals, and I coach them sometimes for a few minutes, and they'll leave my office motivated to do the best next thing. And then they come back in 3 months and 6 months, and they're in the same boat. The desire to make a change in that moment is great, but the routine habit-forming changes are hard to do day in and day out, especially if you have chronic pain, especially if you have fatigue, especially if you have maybe not enough information or confusing information. You're on Facebook groups and everybody tells you to, take this medication or try this supplement and do this and do that. There's a lot of information, and it's often confusing and may pull you in different directions. So this membership will coach and support patients who have autoimmune conditions, chronic pain, fibromyalgia. The things that I envision is the RheumMate is a mate to rheumatologist, almost like a roommate who is helping you unload the burden of your rent, or a shipmate or a first mate of a captain. Your rheumatologist, your doctor is a captain, and this membership is the first mate who helps you navigate, who helps you with support, who helps you do the things that the captain doesn't have the time to do. So I don't have time in 20 minutes to do all the things I want. I want to coach my patients. I want them to do better. I want them to have a better life. As a physician, I have my limitations. In 20 minutes, I have to finish my visit. I have to do exam, talk about their physical findings or the labs results or whatever is physically going on in their lives. Then I have to go and do my charting and order labs and refills, all in 20-minute appointments. Now, I'm a specialist. I'm a rheumatologist. Most fibromyalgia patients or chronic pain patients go to primary care who are even more overwhelmed with tasks, the paperwork, the disability claims, whatever is, the bureaucracy unloads on the physicians. So I want this membership to be a supplement to your healthcare. Now, this is not a medical advice. I'm a physician, but I'm not your physician. This will be a supplement to help you do the things you want to do to augment your healthcare. So this membership provides coaching and support for people with autoimmune conditions, chronic pain, and fibromyalgia. And before I start creating this membership, just like with my podcast, the podcast came around because I did not have a resource for my patients to give them that was up to my standard and what I wanted them to have. The podcast gave them, for fibromyalgia patients, gave them the roadmap of what is fibromyalgia, how it's treated, and what they can do on their own between appointments, or if they were kind of graduated from my visit to primary care practice, that's what they were going to do when they were seeing their primary care physician. Because again, primary care physicians don't have enough time or maybe knowledge to guide them through fibromyalgia story, or treatment. Many rheumatologists do not see fibromyalgia patients because we don't have the time or we don't have the space in our clinic. Our wait list is 6-9 months, and we unfortunately don't see all the patients who have fibromyalgia unless they have other autoimmune conditions. So there were no other tool on the market that I could find that I could recommend to my patients. So I'm resourceful. I like to create things. So I found this, I'm making this as an online training because there's nothing else is available. And I want to have the membership that shows you exactly how to go from learning and consuming to actually doing. You can consume the podcast and say it's so helpful, it's so fascinating, it's interesting, but it's a consumption of information, just like YouTube or any book or any course. You're consuming information, but are you applying that information? Are you doing that pain reprocessing module on the podcast? Did you do the meditation? Did you change your eating habits? Are you drinking more water? Are you applying all those things that I talk about in the podcast to make your life better? And I can tell you from my patients, most of them listen to podcasts, but they don't apply that knowledge. They don't apply that resource to their life. So I want you to make a real change that you may need. And this is from the slide from last workshop. And the way I designed this program is using that framework that you need body-mind work, the bottom-up approach your nervous system state regulation. If your nervous system is dysregulated, you need to regulate your nervous system. You need to calm it down. Then you need to do cognitive work. That will be the coaching part, or cognitive behavior therapy part if you have a therapist. So you need to actually bring your feelings, your stories, your thoughts to align, to make the motivation, to have the desire to change. And then so you have the body mind work and the cognitive work together, and then you have to also add the lifestyle work, because I can tell you, you can do the yoga, you can do CBT, but if you're eating poorly, if you're drinking soda and eating a bunch of sugar, you're still going to feel poorly. So you have to do the body mind work, the lifestyle work, and the cognitive work to get the best results. So this membership will have monthly class. It will be a video lesson. Depending on a topic, it will have different variable lengths, but it will be digestible. It will be recorded, so you can pause and replay and watch it again. You can watch it in small sections. It will be similar format to our workshop. I gave you different styles of teaching that I do through the workshops. It was a lecture style. The first workshop was just pure lecture. The second one was more application with a little bit of prompts. You had a little exercises. And we can also do additional group exercises. In addition to the video lesson, you'll have the workbooks, the handouts, the journal prompts, exercises, whatever you need to go from consuming to actually actively learning to applying it. And then we're going to have a Q&A session, a call once a month, when you can bring your questions about the material of the class. So if your week 1 is a lesson of the month, and you took your week to learn it, then the week 2 will be a Q&A that when you can ask questions about that material or bring other questions from previous materials. And then for the rest of the months, we'll have coaching, actually application of that material, when I can coach you on your mindset. As a life coach, I know how to change your thoughts that are on repeat to actually intentional thoughts. We can design our way of thinking. And you can attend those calls live or listen to those calls on recording. Some people ask me, well, why listening to coaching will help me? I'm not being coached myself. I'm just listening to somebody else coaching. We are not unique people. We have similar problems. And I can tell you, after coaching many, many people with fibromyalgia and chronic pain, their stories are similar. Their effect of coaching on them is similar. The thoughts and feelings are similar. And how they respond to pain reprocessing therapy or a life coaching, or what patterns of thinking they may have, are very, very similar. So watching somebody being coached is just as helpful as being coached yourself. And then I'm very excited to bring another part for this membership, because I know that you need to do the body mind work, the somatic work. So we're going to have yoga and meditation sessions once a week. My friend Jamie will be either live or recorded, depending on her schedule, when she'll provide a yoga and meditation. And I asked Jamie to create the program just for our membership, to make it very simple, meaning it's going to be, at the beginning, it may be a chair yoga. You may be in a chair, you can go down on the floor. She will explain you the steps of each exercise, why we're doing it, what is it for, how you can modify it. It will be short and it will be recorded, so you can watch it every day and practice it. So then she will adjust the level of difficulty as we go through the membership. But you will have a library of different videos on yoga and meditation that you can actually use. If you have problems with your back, maybe you need additional back stretching, she will teach you that, and you can go back in the library and find that stretch that you may need. If you maybe feel stressed out, you need more meditation, you can have a meditation session multiple times a day because it's recorded. It's be on your phone, computer, or tablet. So it is, you can take it with you anywhere you want. Say if you're at work and you feel stressed out, you can actually play that meditation at your desk or do some stretches at your desk, because this is a simple chair yoga. Again, I find that a lot of patients that I see are afraid to start a new exercise, afraid to start new routine. Yoga sounds extremely difficult to them. They don't know how to meditate. Jamie has years and years of experience in teaching people yoga, and she's a fantastic human being. She's a good friend of mine. She's also a life coach. So I hope that in the future she can also coach some of you. And she has a story that she may tell you. She's just very interesting person, and you will really enjoy working with her. Another thing I want to add to this membership is a 30-day challenge. So this will be maybe a third week of the month when we'll have a short lesson, and it will be short and to the point and with one actionable item. And I wanted to have a 30-day challenge when you use that prompt, that lesson, and apply it every single day for 30 days. I wanted to have a friendly competition. I wanted to mark as many calendar days off as possible. I want you to feel accountable to yourself and to others and get support and make it fun. For example, we can have a 30-day challenge to stop eating sugar or drink more water or improve your movement, do yoga exercise or stretching 30 days in a row, practice gratitude, improve your sleep schedule or your routine. So I have many plans for many challenges, and you can also go back and look at them and apply them. So, for example, if you didn't want to do a sugar challenge this month, you can go back and apply it and do it for example, in January. But I want us to create better habits, and if you don't practice that new habit, it's very hard to stick with that habit. So 30 days is maybe not enough to create a new habit, but it's a good start. And then I was asked by several people that I coached that they really crave an online community. As you know, if you have nervous system that's dysregulated, a lot of stress or history of trauma, you need that co-regulation with others to feel better. So I want to create a community of people who have similar experiences, have similar needs, who need guidance, who need support, who want to communicate, who want to share things. Now, this is absolutely optional component of this membership, but you will have access to men and women who want to help, hopefully, provide support, get support. And I want it to be less drama, more positivity. I've been through many communities online through Facebook. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of unsolicited advice. Oh, don't take this supplement. Take this supplement. Go see this doctor. Your doctor is horrible. Quit the doctor. Lacking of support, but providing a lot of bad advice. So I want to have a community that has no drama, lots of positivity, lots of support, and it's not gonna be on Facebook. I'm looking into different options, but I don't want to use Facebook because Facebook, it's very hard to control from my point of view what I that you will see in my groups. They're changing privacy rules all the time. They're changing their selection of your feed. So it doesn't, the priority of what you see on the Facebook, it gets altered almost every day by the algorithm. So I don't want to use Facebook because of that and because of other technical issues with Facebook. So we'll have a different community, and it's going to be easy to use, and it's going to be on tablet or a phone or a computer. And I also was asked by one of my clients, they want to have a monthly member virtual meetup, meaning once a month, we'll have a Zoom or some other way of meeting, and you can have either small groups discussions or you can have large discussion. You can meet and greet. And I found a platform that allows to do that, and I think it's going to be awesome. Another thing I want to offer is accountability groups and matching service. Say you struggle with eating sugar, and we have 3 other women in a community who also struggle with eating sugar, or you have a condition that they also share. You may create this accountability pods to support each other. to become friends, to have somebody that you can rely on to ask questions. So that accountability will be provided. Again, it's optional, but I think it will be very useful for you to, keep yourself motivated, accountable, have more friends, and more roommates. And I also want to make it very easy to use. I know a lot of my clients are, have brain fog or tired, or they may be elderly. So it will be all digital. It will be easier to use. All coaching, all the sessions will be recorded, just like the replays of this workshop. And you can use it on any app or technology that you have, computer, tablet, or phone. And I will have tutorials to show you how to use it. If you want to look more into that or sign up, it's rheumcoach.com/roommate. Don't forget the U. It's RheumMate 2022. Since this year, I have multiple courses that I created that I will include in this membership as a bonus to you. One is I think it was April, May, June. We had a mindful eating course, and I am reworking it. It will be modified and updated, but at this time you will have the access to the previous course from this year. You also will have the replays as long as you're a member to this workshop, if you want to watch it again and again. And then last year I had a 5-day challenge. It's called 5 Steps to Feeling Better with Fiber During the Holidays. Now, it may apply to not just fiber, but to any condition you may have. But it was a short training on how to survive the holidays if you have a chronic condition like fibromyalgia, or if you have chronic pain. It was very well received. So you'll have access. As soon as you sign up, you will have that access to in the app to these courses in the replay. And one more thing is, somebody asked me, they really wanted their spouse or the partner or the friend to be in the membership, but that person does not have an autoimmune condition. They are the support person for that person. So yes, you can enroll as a support person. Say your husband has rheumatoid arthritis or fibromyalgia, and you're the wife, and you want to be in this program. You're welcome to join us. You will be better equipped to help your husband or your partner or your friend by learning the material, and you can also apply it to your life. Having somebody in your life who has a chronic illness is stressful. So you can be coached, you can get your nervous system regulated, you can get your nutrition improved, and you can have support from other people. Maybe there are other spouses or partners who are in the same situation. You can pair up and support each other. I know when I was at the Mayo Clinic had the fibromyalgia pain clinic course, which was a 3-week course. And they had a Saturday class just for the family members. And I remember sitting there, and the family members were coached by the staff on what to say or what to do or how to act with the patients, with their spouses and partners. And it was fascinating advice I was hearing, because they had no idea what fibromyalgia was or how it feels, but they also were either dismissing the symptoms, or they were cuddling too much, or they were it was interesting. So what I thought is, why not include caregivers or friends or family? The more the merrier, the bigger the community, the more impactful we can make on patients' life. So again, if you want to use a special coupon, you have to email it to me. And the enrollment for this membership ends on Monday night, and we'll have the first day will be on Thursday. Now, if you're my patient, please don't enroll. Just email me. I have a special offer for you. I want you to be in the membership, but you have to email me. I got a question in the Q&A about, is this membership for men and women? Yes. If you're a man, you can do it. You can join us if you're a woman. It is not it's not exclusive for women. So I think men need support, especially if they have fibromyalgia, that there are not that many resources for men or memberships to join. Another question I have, I feel too tired all the time. I have fatigue. Can I do it? Can I comprehend the material? Well, this workshop was an example of the material that I produce. If you found this material engaging, easy to understand, easy to follow, I promise you can do the classes or the courses in the membership. I will make it as simple as I can. I like to simplify things. And I know that a lot of patients I see in my clinic and through coaching have brain fog, have fatigue, are tired. So I can tell you this is not unusual to have this apprehension to worry about understanding or retaining information. Sometimes you do need to read or watch something over and over to understand or to absorb. Yeah, another question is, my brain fog is too much. I have trouble concentrating. Yes, same thing. It will be very similar. You can, once you improve your lifestyle or your pain level is low, you may actually find that your brain fog is better. And I see that with people who exercise more. For example, patients who did not exercise and now they're exercising every day a little bit, maybe half an hour, 20 minutes. They tell me that the energy is better, the brain fog is better. Or if you change your habits like sugar eating, or it will be beneficial to your fatigue as well. So sometimes you need to have a change in your lifestyle, in your surroundings, in your things you do, to have the benefit or to have a symptom change. Whatever you're doing now is whatever you're doing now. If you're doing now and it's not working, then change something. You don't have to join my program or my membership. You can just do something else. But status quo is what you have. And if you want to make improvement in your life, you have to look at your compelling reasons. What are those reasons? Why you're doing things and not doing things, and what you want to do with your life. And once you analyze and become aware of what you want, then you can make a change. All right. Well, it's 8:37. So if you have more questions, please feel free to email me. You have my email in the registration. You also get my newsletters. Thank you so much for attending this workshop and staying until the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, the best thing you can do is to share with someone and leave a review and rating. This helps me support more people just like you move toward better life with fibromyalgia. All you have to do is to go to the platform you're listening on, click the share button or the icon, and just send it to a friend. I so appreciate you taking your time to do so. Make sure you sign up or subscribe to this podcast so you can get the most up-to-date information in the new episodes. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next week. And don't forget to mind your fibro. Disclaimer, this podcast provides information only and does not provide any medical or psychological services or advice. None of the content on this podcast prevents, cures, or treats any medical or mental condition.